Hey, John with padprinters.com. I'm going to talk about the 90mm ink cup. It's kind of the same as all the TOSH ink cups, but I wanted to explain how they work with the pressure tower that goes in the machine. I'll show you all this later when we have another video of actually setting the machine up, but I wanted to show you these parts out separately because there's some important things you need to know about. I explained earlier how it is that you put the doctor rings on here. You'll notice on the top of the 90mm cup you have a small cap. This can be used for adding thinner during production runs. It also acts as a vent cap when you're running two-component inks or inks with hardener. Gas builds up in the cup. Sometimes that causes doctoring problems where the cup doesn't want to clean the cliché efficiently. Sometimes you can get it to clean more efficiently simply by removing this little cap and letting the gas vent out so that it's not causing pressure within the cup. Also, on top of here, you'll notice there's 4 smaller holes, and what those do is they correspond to this pin in the bottom of the pressure tower. This pressure tower is going to be mounted in the machine back here, and that's what's going to center the ink cup on the plate. We have 2 different types of pressure towers. This is one that has an integrated pressure pin that just has a little detent you push down to a lower position and an upper position to install or remove the ink cup. The idea of this pin is it's corresponding with one of these holes. So in the event that you're printing and somehow you damage your doctor ring, you put a chip in it, what you can do is rotate that around so that when that cup is sitting on the surface of the cliché plate, the chip is going to be in the back, because when the plate actuates out, you don't want the chip in the front, otherwise it's going to leave a line of ink through the middle of your print and make it so that you can't operate the machine. The cup during normal operation will oscillate a little bit as it's moving or as the plate's moving beneath it, which means it's going to do this. So if you have a chip in there, it could cause an issue unless you basically put the chip or the damage to your ring in the back position. That's what this pin is made to do. You have 90 degrees here, and if you have a chip, let's say where the cup says TOSH, right now it's in the front, I'd want to rotate my cup around so that the TOSH is in the back, and then it would correspond with this pin, and I would lower this pin like this, and I can show you this once we get in the machine. Lower that pin so it engages and locks the cup so it can't oscillate anymore. So this is what we call the integrated pressure tower, or this is the new version. And then you have an older version of the pressure tower. It looks like this, and it has a separate pressure pin that actually is removed. Both of these do the exact same thing. They center the ink cup on the cliché. The older style is typically only used with thick steel plates, and this is kind of a throwback from before we actually used to put magnets in the ink cups. You'll notice that this one has a pressure adjustment on the top where you can adjust the downforce on the ink cup. That's not necessary with thin steel and photopolymer clichés because the magnets create a good hermetic seal. Sometimes on thick 10mm thick steel plates, they can't bend at all or flex. So in order to get a good seal, we use these older towers. But you'll notice that the older pressure tower also has the anti-rotation pin here in the bottom. These anti-rotation pins in the bottom of the pressure towers do not need to be used unless you have damage to your ink cup. It's not necessary to use those under normal circumstances. All you need to do is use the pressure pin itself, which actuates down into the center of the ink cup to center it on the plate, and the magnets do the job. That's it. Thanks.